The other day I got asked this question: how do I create a high converting website for my brand? I run ads for multiple ecom brands, and the most uncomfortable conversation I have with them is this one. Most brand owners think that they have an ads problem, but they don't. They have a conversion problem, and until you fix that, every single dollar you put into Meta or Google is just funding another leaky bucket. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I diagnose conversion issues with the brands that I work with, and how we fix them, the right systems, and how we take on conversion rates from this to this. Now here's a number I pull up with every single client. RPV, revenue per visitor, not ROAS, not conversion rate, but RPV. So how much money does each person who lands on your site actually make for you? Now, if you're getting 20k visitors in a month at a 1.5 conversion rate and a $60 AOV, that's 18k revenue. Now, if we keep everything the same, but raise the conversion rate to 3%, that's 36k in revenue. Same ad spend, same traffic. And that's why when I'm onboarding a new brand into the agency, I look at the store before I even touch the ad account. Because scaling traffic into a store that just doesn't convert doesn't really help anyone. Most people track CVRs, which is conversion rate, percentage of visitors who buy, but it's incomplete on its own, because you can have a 5% conversion rate and still be losing money if your AOV is low and your cost per order is high. Now the two metrics I care about are RPV, revenue per customer, so it's conversion rate x AOV. So this tells you how much each visitor is actually worth before cost, and then PPV, so profit per visitor. RPV minus your cost to acquire that visitor and fulfill the order. This is the number that actually keeps a lot of businesses alive, so keep that in mind. When I'm testing anything on a new store, a new bundle, a new price point, a new upsell, the only thing I'm asking is, did this increase the PPV? If something increases your CVR, but it tanks your AOV and drops your PPV, it's a failed test, so do not ship that. Now, something I see a lot across the multiple brands we manage is that the ads are strong, the creatives are good, the targeting is good, but people are clicking and bouncing within seconds. And the reason is always trust, or at least the absence of it, because customers make a trust decision about your store in under a second before they even read a worded copy. Its visual is instinctive and it's ruthless. So the most common trust killers that I see are: one, ad to site disconnect. So the ad has a look and feel, the landing page has a completely different one, and that gap, even if it's subtle, reads as a red flag because people feel it even if they can't name it. And then two is vague product information. So no sizing chart, no shipping timeline, no explanation of what makes the product worth the price. When customers cannot find the information they need to feel confident, they will leave. Number three is buried policies. Your return policy and shipping info should not be in the footer. Like, they should be on the product page right near the add to cart button. Now, every hidden policy ends up being a conversion killer, which is what I've tracked over and over again. Even though it seems so small, it really matters. And then four is low quality visuals. So this is really one of the biggest ones, because if your photography does not show how the fabric feels, how it works, how the fit works, how the color looks, you're asking customers to take a leap of faith. Because realistically, in person, everyone's buying. If you've ever tried to sell in person, I'm sure your conversion rate in person is so much higher, right? And this is because people are actually able to feel the product, see how it looks on them in person, which is why so many of these big brands open in-store warehouses with like Zara, Hollister, etc. But online, you only have your product images, and you want to pre-handle every single objection. So sizing, the model sizes, the color. And brands that convert really well treat every product photo as a trust building asset, not just an image on your catalog. I call these objection handlers that pre-handle any possible reason for the customer not to purchase. You want to make them want it, show it on people, show size charts, shipping, delivery times, pricing has to be real. Everything needs to answer their questions flawlessly. This is a list of things we implement to actually build trust. So one is reviews. Reviews are a really strong asset when you're trying to scale your brand. So it shows a lot of social proof. For example, I thought the bands would rip, but they lasted months. This is literally an objection handler. Right for you, you didn't have to do anything. And then two, policies, obviously free returns, you could run that. Ships in 3 to 5 days. You want to put this right under the add to cart button. This is what converts the best. And then three is UGC on product pages. This is really useful. Raw customer videos and unpolished photos outperform studio creatives for trust. So put them on the PDP. And then four is consistent branding everywhere. So Instagram highlights, email headers, landing pages. You want to aim for one visual look. This is something I go over in my content repeatedly, because inconsistency leads to a doubt trigger. People are wondering, like, Oh, why do I bash on the highlight pictures, the scenery of the post? This is why. This is also a list of objection handlers I run on my sites. So one, you could do Amazon reviews. This is how you're gonna find objections. So you could look at Amazon reviews for similar products. Let's say you have a really puff print hoodie. You could look at Amazon, see the products, see 1-2 star reviews. That's gonna be the real fears. And in TikTok comments as well. People say what they think. So if you check your comments, even Instagram, they're gonna be like, oh, do you ship? Oh, what fabric is it? And then Reddit threads as well. This is really funny, but I love checking Reddit threads because Reddit realistically has everything. Like if you've ever had a random ass issue, Reddit has it. So if you take a look in Reddit, like, oh, what do you guys think about puff print hoodies? You'll see gold there. I'm telling you. Then you bake those objections into product descriptions, add copies, and pin comments. Now this is the part most conversion rate optimization advice skips entirely. Before you start testing button colors or headline copies or auditing your offer, you want to audit your offer because no amount of page optimization can rescue a weak offer. And when I mean offer, I mean the full package. So pricing, what's included at that price, your bundles and upsells, your guarantee, how you're positioning the value against alternatives. I work with brands where we raised the prices and conversion rates went up, not because the customers are irrational, but because at a higher price, paired with the right positioning and social proof, it increases the perceived value and trust. Think about it, a $30 hoodie can feel cheap and risky. You would think it's low quality, but a $200 hoodie can make it feel premium with strong reviews, with clear benefits, and a guarantee that's an easy yes. So I'll test your price point, test a bundle, test payment options as well, after pay installments, that's super good, and then test a stronger guarantee. And these offer level changes will outperform any single design tweak you could make. This is a list of offer levers that most brands never really pull. You could run bundles, so multi-packs with a small discount. Works whenever people need more than one. It's gonna lift your AOV. Post-purchase upsells, so you want to add an offer on the thank you page because they already converted. That's the highest trust moment ever. That's gonna lift your revenue at 0 KC. And then BNPO options. So this is gonna help you check out a lot. So Afterpay, Klarna, installments. This reduces friction for higher ticket options and then stronger guarantees. So 30-day free returns, no questions asked. Flip the risk onto the brand. And then there's price testing as well. So $1 higher, $5 lower. You can run it and the results will actually surprise you. And once your offer is solid and trust is actually established, the last place revenue bleeds is the path from product page to completed checkout. What I like to do with every single brand that I work with is run through the entire journey myself like I'm a customer. And I see one of the biggest drop-offs is the cart page. So sending people to a separate cart page adds friction. It's tested and proven to convert better when you run a cart drawer. A slide-out drawer cart that goes straight to checkout will remove a step, and a step is all it takes to actually lose someone. And then checkout options, BNPO options like Afterpay, Klarna. And if you don't have Apple Pay or PayPal, you're losing mobile buyers. And people buy with the method they trust, not the method that you like. And then currency and language. A lot of people don't do this, but Represent does this really well and it's boosted their conversion rate like crazy. If you're selling internationally and customers are checking out in USD when they're in like UK or Australia, you create doubt in their mind. You want to auto-detect the currency, use Shopify Markets, and remove the friction of mental math when they're actually buying. And then post-purchases. This one is really underused because once somebody completes an order, I'm going to go more in depth about this, they're in the highest trust state they'll ever be with your brand. And a well-structured post-purchase upsell on the thank you page, a complimentary product, a bundle upgrade, it could really increase your revenue per customer RPC at a zero additional customer acquisition cost. You'll see this a lot with Amazon. If you've ever tried to order something off Amazon Prime, they give you a 24-hour window to add anything to your cart at a lower price. This is a really good example of an upsell because you're able to easily just add it in there and get it with your order. Now, if we dive a bit into the product page, it has 3 jobs. And if you miss even one of these, you're going to lose a lot of sales. One is informed, so you need clear sizing and variants, a shipping timeline so they know when they get it, and then materials and specs, the GSM, the fabric, they want to know this. And 2 is persuade. This is why I say use UGC videos, because that's going to objection handle so wellly. And then objection handling reviews, and then benefits and scannable lines as well. Number 3 is driving action, so slide out cart to checkout, and then payment options is super good. Now you have to understand, getting a high converting website is a process and not really a project. You want to test one variable at a time. So price, headline, hero image. If you change three things at once and the revenue goes up, you have no idea what actually moved the lever and you can't replicate it. So you want to track one at a time. And then you want to track RPV and PPV, not just CVRs, because a test that lists your CVR, it could drop your AOV and it might be a net negative, but you won't catch that if you're only looking at one metric. And then you never want to stop testing. So what worked last year, it does lose edge. People grow, people get older, customers see the same patterns and stop reacting. You cannot recycle the same thing for over and over again. You could do it for like a year straight, and then after that it's gone. You have to understand that small wins are multiplicative, not additive. So a 10% price test on your CVR, and then a 12% increase on your CVR with a headline rewrite, and then 8% with the post purchase, added together, that's 30%. And that's 2.3 times better than what you were doing before. This is how to test properly. So you want to test high leverage things. This is going to be your price points, your offer structure, post purchase upsells. These are the highest moving levers. Then mid lever. So it's going to be hero image, photography, headlines, review placements. This is smaller things that could increase your CVRs. And then just fine tuning to build up that trust signal. So CTA button copy. So copy on your PDPs, your cart drawer layout. If you're a brand owner scaling and your conversion rate is less than 1.5%, your store is really leaving serious money on the table. So money that would actually compound back into your ad budget and let you scale without burning even more cash, that's not good. So audit your offer, fix up your trust signals, clear up the path to checkout, test one thing at a time. And if you want me to break down any of these more in depth, the offer structure, the actual infrastructure, the post-purchase flows, how I approach CRO audits for new clients, drop in the comments and then I'll make the video.